What is up? Today is April 7th, 2021. We're back, J&J Boxing, but my man Jordan's not here. He's gonna be here in spirit. You know, on Wednesdays we used to do the hour-long show, but since it's gonna be myself, it's just gonna be 30 minutes. I'm gonna talk about some of the stuff in the fight game, in the sports world. Been a long time since you've seen me, a long time since I've seen y'all. So let's get it popping. Let's get it cracking. I'm Blaze Jays. You can follow me at John Amberger on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram, Blaze Jays. It's Blaze JAAS. Follow me. I'm out here. Um, so first things first. If I'm going to talk about sports, we got to talk about the national championship. Got to talk about Gonzaga losing to Baylor. Lost by 16 points too. They got to get it together. Got to get it together. Gonzaga had a great season. I thought Gonzaga was going to win. I didn't put any money on it or anything, but I thought Gonzaga was going to get that dub. Turned out Baylor was a better team. And the thing about the whole situation is, like, it kind of came full circle, though, if you think about it, because basically for most of the season, Gonzaga and Baylor were 1-2, and they were supposed to meet early in the year, but that never happened because of the pandemic that was going on, and the pandemic that has affected a lot of the fight world, excuse me, and has affected the fights, because the thing is with boxing's a league. Boxing needs that gate. Boxing needs fans there, and if the fans aren't coming, if the fans can't come, then it really hurts it. And you know how it is. Guys never want to take less than they were already making. So, I mean, they kind of feel like it's an insult to take less, or whatever the case may be. So, anyway, just that, the NFL off season is going down. The NBA season is still going down. We've already had a national championship, but the playoffs are about to get moving and shaking here in a couple weeks in the NBA. And man, if we're gonna talk about the NBA, though, we gotta talk about Brooklyn. Man, them Nets, boy, since the last time y'all seen us, the Nets are a completely different team. Before, they had KD and they had Kyrie, but they were both injured. And now, with them back, them acquiring Harden, them acquiring Blake Griffin, them acquiring some of the dudes that they have, yeah, the Nets are ferocious. The Nets could legitimately make a run at the title. Like, probably going to win the East. That's just the bottom line. Like, that's all there is to it. And, everybody early in the season, the Lakers were looking really good. But they've kind of had their struggles since AD has been hurt, since Bron's been hurt, stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting. I don't really think that outside of the Nets, there are a lot of, really strong teams in the East. For the most part, I probably have to check the standings. I don't have the standings in front of me right now. But in the West, though, you got the Jazz, and you got a couple of them. The Clippers are always in the hunt. Some of them other teams. So it should be interesting seeing the NBA playoffs, and just the way the season progresses, or basically just the way the season finishes for the most part. And there's been a lot of stuff though, like the All-Star game, like all that is past the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Brady and them winning the ring. Brady getting number 7, I think it is, something like that. Man, just balling out. You know what I mean? And the Chiefs. I was hoping the Chiefs would be able to repeat, but yeah, the Bucks got it done. So just a lot of things been going on that that I haven't been able to just. I was really trying to wait. Like, I was really trying to wait until the pandemic was almost out of here. We was almost in the clear. I mean, things aren't we're not 100% in the clear. It's not 100% gone, but we're getting there slowly but surely. So I'm digging it though. I thought it was a good time, be able to come on and be able to talk about some stuff, talk about things with the fans, and you know, stuff like that. So yeah, let's get into the boxing now. Been some things going on in the boxing world. It's, it's been a little iffy, to say the least. Um, it seems like Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, they've been talking about, having their fight. They've been 2 weeks away for the last 6 months. So that's not, I gotta see it to believe it. And Anthony Joshua's fought. He fought Pulip, whereas Tyson Fury, he hasn't fought at all, or since he beat Deontay Wilder. Like pre-pandemic, he hasn't fought at all. And I don't know. I mean, everybody. It seems like a lot of the public thinks that Tyson Fury is going to win, but I really don't know. I'm actually, if I'm a bed man, which I am, whenever they make the date official, I'm definitely going to go with Anthony Joshua. In my opinion, I haven't seen Tyson Fury in so long, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on AJ. I think AJ is more than capable of getting the job done. I think AJ, I like Fury, but I don't love him. Like I don't think he's the greatest thing ever. The greatest thing since sliced bread. And I know AJ has a questionable chin. I mean, we've seen that. I think AJ can go out there and win. AJ can go get the victory, and hopefully the fight happens sooner than later. They're talking about June or July. June's probably not on the table. July, August, September, something like that. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But they try and work that situation out. They try and get everything figured out. So there's that. You got Canelo Alvarez. You know me, I call Canelo a duck. Canelo would probably piece me up. But I call Canelo a duck. Why? Because I don't think he fights the top guys that he should be fighting. And I think he's duck guys. And when I say he's duck guys, I mean like Demetrius Andrade. I mean like Jamal Charlo, the big Charlo. The one who fights at middleweight. I think he's ducking him. I don't like that Canelo moves up to 175, and he'll fight Kovalev, but he ain't gonna fight. He ain't gonna fight Gilberto Ramirez. He ain't gonna fight Artur Beterbiev. Like he ain't gonna fight them guys, but he'll fight at the time was a 36-year-old Kovalev. I give him props though for beating Caleb Smith. I give him props, Canelo props for that one. I thought Canelo won that joint 12-0. It wasn't really much of a fight. Canelo did what he was supposed to do. I wish he would have knocked Cuz out, but it is what it is though. He did a good job. I give him credit for that one. I thought that was a good win. Most definitely. I didn't like the Turkish guy he fought. Like who is that? Like who is? I don't even remember the dude's name. I ain't watched the fight. I heard Cuz throwing the towel after like the third round, and he was coming off a loss to what's his name, Anthony Durrell. Get the heck out of here! Like what are you doing, Canelo? You're loafing. Come on, bro. Like fight some people. Like and Joe Smith. I said Joe Smith Jr. We're gonna talk about him too. But Billy Joe Saunders, man, that fight stinks. Like, what has Billy Joe done to earn the opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez? I hate to beat a dead horse. It just really seems like Canelo picks and chooses his opponents more than anybody else. Like, really, like, avoids certain guys because he's the big name. Because he's the A-side. It seems like he does that to me. I don't know. That's just my perception from the outside. But what do I know? I don't like the stuff Canelo tries. Like I really think he's on some baloney. Like come on, man. You're supposed to be a champion. Like you're supposed to be a Mexican, warrior. Like you're supposed to be that kind of guy. And just too often it seems like just Canelo he be trying to not give other quality opponents, try to give them opportunities. I mean, he was talking about fighting Caleb Plant, and the fight didn't happen. They were supposed to fight in December, right around when he was fighting Callum Smith, and I just don't like that. Like, and I think that Caleb Plant will give Canelo a better fight than people are anticipating. Everybody thinks that Canelo's going to punish him. I mean, Canelo might win. He'd definitely be the favorite going in, just like I think he'd be the favorite against Jamal Charlo. You know what I'm saying? But let's see the fight happen. Like, give these guys the opportunity, or Demetrius Andrade. Like, give these guys the opportunity. Stop ducking. You know what I'm saying? Stop being a duck. Like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna call it like I see it. People can criticize all they want. I think Canelo's being a duck, and I hate that. So I had to speak on that. He got the fight coming up. Fight this weekend that I was just almost alluded to. The fight that I'm interested in is the Joe Smith Jr. fight, and he's fighting some Russian guy. I forget his name. Dude's a good fighter though. Dude definitely has earned his stripes in the ring, and I think it's gonna be interesting. I think Joe Smith Jr. is gonna win. I'm excited. Like, it's like last week we got a good fight too, and I'll talk about that a little bit. But like, this is like the first. I feel like this is one of the first weeks for a fight that I'm really excited for in a while. Like, as far as like a boxing match. Yeah, I really like Joe Smith. I think he can fight. I like his fight against Jesse Hart, and then he had another one after that. My man's a beast. Joe Smith definitely. He be holding it down. He be doing his thing, doing what he's supposed to do, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to the fight this weekend. So make sure to tune into ESPN about 9 o'clock. That's probably when the undercard starts. I didn't really see the events on the undercard, but there were a couple guys that I knew. So maybe that joint, maybe they make TV. And hopefully it's a good show. Get your beers, get your, get ready to watch, get your popcorn, whatever the case may be. Like Marvin Hagler said, R.I.P. Marvelous Marvin. But yeah, man, get ready, because that joint should be a pretty decent event. I'm looking forward to that. The other one was the fight this past weekend that just went down. What's his name? Jamel Herring fought Carl Frampton. That was pretty decent. I actually thought Frampton was going to win that joint. I was impressed that Jamel Herring was able to get the dub, and he did it in convincing fashion. I mean, he knocked him out. He knocked Carl Frampton smooth. Carl Frampton, he announced his retirement. Said boxing has been good to me. Boxing has also been bad to me. So I respect him for that. I thought, I was thinking that Carl Frampton was going to put on a better show, but the one thing that I've learned in boxing throughout the years is generally take the bigger fighter. Not always, that's not always the case, but generally pick the bigger fighter. And that's where I made a mistake, was I took the smaller guy, Carl Frampton. I just thought he was going to be a little more tough. Like, I thought Carl Frampton was going to go out there and win. I just thought he was going to put on a better showing. He seemed like towards the end, and the fight only went, 6 rounds. But it seemed like the 4th, 5th, and the 6th, like, it seemed like he started taking more chances. It was just that, Herring, just with his reach and just seemed like he was a little more prepared, he was able to handle business. So that's how it goes sometimes. Seemed like Herring, I mean, it seemed like he wanted more that night. Guy wants more. Guy puts in the work to get that dub, and it's whacking you. It's whacking Carl Frampton. Carl Frampton, getting hit and not being able to block the shots or get out the way. Then that's just how it's going. That's just how it's going to go. So I definitely thought Frampton would do a better job. He didn't, unfortunately. Hey, like I said, that's the way it works. Anyway, just just yeah, but that was a good fight. That was a good fight that happened this past weekend. Hopefully, hopefully y'all enjoyed it and stuff. I did. At least the main event. And yeah, we're getting looking forward to the fight this weekend with Joe Smith Jr. and the guy from Russia. So anyway, boxing is, like I said, it's slowly but surely coming back. We got a couple bull crap fights. I think the weekend after next. Who is it? Ben Askren and one of the Paul brothers. I think it's Logan Paul. One of them. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to that bull crap. Kind of makes boxing look a little weak, in my honest opinion. I respect them because they're those guys in these acts and De La Hoya coming back and all that other stuff. Like, it's cool. It brings, casual fans in to watch the sport, but it kind of hurts. It kind of hurts boxing's credibility, if you know what I mean. Like, it makes people kind of look at boxing as a joke, or it kind of makes it look like it's not. It's just some haha. We just watch for the main, the big goofy fights, and that's all the boxing we watch. We don't watch the real fights. We don't know who Joe Smith Jr. is. We don't know who Caleb Plant is. We don't know who, Jamel Herring is. Like, we don't know who, any of these other fighters are, but we know who Logan Paul is. We know who Jake Paul is. We know who De La Hoya is, old De La Hoya. We know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and not to discredit the Tyson or Roy Jones fight, but that joint was just like some trash too. Like, that wasn't. I know it was a good spectacle. I watched it. We all came and we all, it did however many buys that it did, some big, huge, stupid number. Like, all that's great, but come on, man. What kind of, like, it makes boxing look stupid. Like, it makes boxing look weak. And I'm not really with that. I don't really like, the gimmicks. That's why I was never really a big fan of Butterbean. I've watched, like, Butterbean's highlights and stuff like that. Like, I've seen him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I seen Butterbean, I watched one of his highlight tapes recently on YouTube, and I give you credit. Like, Butterbean's a better fighter, you know what I'm saying, than I thought he was. Like, I never liked Butterbean, like, when I was a kid, because, like I said, I thought he was a gimmick. I thought he was a joke. You feel me? And the thing is, like having seen Butterbean, I'm impressed by it. But what I'm getting at is that I've never really been a big fan of, like I said, the gimmicks. That's never really been my cup of tea. I respect it to a certain degree because, like I said, it gets eyes on the sport. But I think Jordansky said it best. Are these eyes that we really want on the sport? So anyway, you could see it. You could look at it any type of way. It's just, man, I guess if it brings in the fans and the guys get paid, who really cares? Just don't like seeing, the sport, one of the sports that I love. I really don't like to see it look bad. That's all I'm getting at. So anyway, it is what it is. Just just some bull crap. So hopefully, like I said, I've been seeing in Texas, with the Texas Rangers, with the baseball team, they've been doing it in other places too. Maybe we can start getting these fans back more and more now that we got the vaccine and such. And yeah, it'd be nice if boxing could really start coming back, or we start getting the fights that we really want once everything gets back to normal and stuff like that. I think last year when, prior to our last show, I think we were still, Jordansky and I, we were still talking about going to the Maurice Hooker, who just lost recently, and the Prograis fight. But, the fight got canceled because of COVID. And I remember one of my coworkers telling me, he was like, oh, man, by April, we probably have a vaccine by then. Yeah, right. We didn't get a vaccine until, October, November, something ridiculous like that. And, anyway, yeah, so it's pretty crazy out here. But make sure to keep your hands clean. Make sure to, do all the things you're supposed to do. And, like I said, hopefully we can get our sports up and running the way they're supposed to sooner than later. We're talking about my Skins, or my Washington football team as they're known, affectionately now. When talking about them, what's his name? Man, I'm mad. I was kind of hurt that Dwayne Haskins got cut. Like, I was hurt that it happened during the season and all that. It's a shame we had to waste the first round pick. I'm talking about the Skins, or the football team, WFT. It's a shame they had to waste the first round pick, and he ain't pan out or whatever. But it happens sometimes. What you gonna do? You gotta live and you learn. I liked Hanaki in the playoff game though, against the Buccaneers. He was doing really good. He was balling out. But hopefully him and Kyle Allen and them, they can. And who's our other quarterback? Kyle Allen, Hanaki, and and we got Fitzpatrick. So hopefully they can start. Hopefully they can ball out and do the things they're supposed to do. And I don't know who's gonna win in camp. We're gonna see. We're gonna have to go through the quarterback controversy or a QB battle in camp and preseason. But I don't really like Kyle Allen very much, but Hanaki showed he was good, and Fitzpatrick has his moments, so we'll see how she all shakes out. Just like I said, just a lot going on, in the in the sports world and the boxing world. Boxing world is in the sports world, but like I said, hopefully things get better sooner than later, and hopefully we can start getting the fights that we really want, that we the fans really want. You know what I mean? Hopefully that starts happening soon. I was hearing that there's a new boxing game that they're working on. I forget the name of it. Esports Boxing Club. The last boxing game they came out with was Fight Night Champion 10 years ago in 2011. You know what I'm saying? So that game, Fight Night, is over a decade old. Fight Night Champion, I mean. And it's crazy, man. Like, that's the last one. So hopefully that Esports Boxing Club, hopefully it's good. I've been seeing some of the YouTube videos on it, and it definitely looks like it has some type of quality or some type of potential. Potential to be a good game. And anyway, yeah, just yeah, man, that's that joint. Let's Aaron, can't nobody get a PS5 right now, unless you got the little thing where you can order that joint real quick. As soon as they post it, you automatically get it, and your card ready and everything. So PS5 is a hot commodity right now. Them babies flipping like hotcakes. Hopefully they can get on store shelves soon. You can go to the store and buy you a P5. That'd be nice. And shoot, maybe in the next 6 months to a year or so, we could get that Esports Boxing Club, see what that joint hitting on. Hopefully it's at least on par with Fight Night Champion. Fight Night Champion I thought was decent. I've always said my favorite Fight Night was Fight Night 2004. Because Fight Night 2004 was kind of like an offensive game. I don't know if you ever played Fight Night 2004 on the PS2, but that joint was off the chain. Like that joint was ferocious. It wasn't a perfect game. You couldn't clinch on there. You couldn't do certain things, but it was really fun. I like that joint. Um, I probably talked about it. Fight night round two. Too much. Too much of the haymakers. Fight night round three was decent. Fight night round four. I'm a button kind of player though. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like the analog, so I couldn't really get into fight night round four. And Champion's pretty good. I just finished the story mode recently. The joint with Andre Bishop. I just finished that joint. That joint's pretty solid. I had to play it on Champion though. I couldn't play it on GOAT because man, that joint was too hard. You know the level. You know the part where you got to be Baby Bishop, Andre Bishop's younger brother. When you had to knock him out first round with Isaac Frost, it took me like 25 tries. Like I spent too much time working on it. You know what I'm saying? But I eventually did though. I eventually knocked him out first round. Completed the whole story mode. Um, I had a P3 with like an official, fight night champion fighter list. Like it was off the chain, but my dog peed on my. You probably heard him barking. My dog peed on my PS3, so I got a new one, and I'm just about to start recreating the guys. And so I was going to put, before I just had all real fighters. This time I'm gonna put Rocky. I'm gonna put, I'm gonna put Apollo Creed. I'm gonna put Clubber Lang. I'm gonna put all them guys. I'm gonna put more fighters than I had the first time, and I'm trying to make it fun as possible. The only thing I don't like about there is when you create fighters, they're always 20 years old. Like I wish they had the option you could make them, a certain age. Just add a little more realism into it. Just one criticism or complaint I had. But anyway, that was pretty much it though. We getting towards the end of the show. I'm over here smoking a cigarette and just enjoying the nice spring day, I guess. So the nice warm weather here in Maryland. Appreciate it. Like I said, the Joe Smith Jr. fight this weekend. Make sure you tune into that. I think it starts at like 9 on ESPN. Should be dope. Max Unboxing on Friday. So definitely got some good coverage. Definitely have some alright fights right now. So make sure to stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you if you got any comments or anything like that, feel free to comment. You can say what you want. I'll respond back to you. I'm Blaze Jays. You know what I'm saying? This is J&J Boxing, just J Boxing. You feel me? For now, I don't really got a title for this. It just is what it is. I'm just gonna title the show, but the show don't really got a name. It's a spinoff of J&J Boxing, I guess. So y'all make sure to have a good night. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you on Saturday. We'll do a 15-minute show. Peace.